The last time I uploaded one of these videos was 4 months ago, not gonna lie, that's my bad. Shout out Farhan, bruv. What better way to come back with these videos? Like, it's mad. But yeah, we're going for the traits, episode 4 right here. Let's see how that goes, bruv. See. Alright, first trait of today we've got is the runs with ball down right trait. Now this is usually for right wingers that are right footed, not inside forwards that like to cut inside with their weak foot on the opposite side. Now this is for the strong foot on the same side. We've got Adama Traore here because he's a good example, as he's got pace, which you would need, bruv, dribbling, which you would need, and flair. That's you running with the ball down the right hand side. Say. The next trait that we've got is gets into opposition area. Now the reason why I've got Pogba here is because look at his game. The way he's a deeper player, for example, a midfielder, but he would charge into the box to make late runs, because you know that in the air he can win headers and he can also shoot as well from close and long range. So that's why I've got Pogba for the gets into opposition area trait. Alright, the next trait that we've got is the gets forward whenever possible trait. The reason why I've got Kovacic here is because he's someone that should be getting forward whenever possible, because he's got the dribbling ability to do that. I know in game his pivot is shocking, but I'll talk about that in the Chelsea player ratings. But now we've got the gets forward whenever possible trait. He's got good pace to do that, he's got the dribbling, and he's got the flair, so he can actually pick up the ball and drive with precision, because you can't really get the ball off this guy. For the gets forward whenever possible trait, you're going to need dribbling, first touch, and flair, and a decent bit of pace as well to actually get forward. You get me? So yeah, that's why I've got Kovacic here, because he should be getting forward. You get me, with stats like that anyway. So yeah. Alright, the next trait we've got is the tries killer balls often trait. Now you're going to need a good pivot for this, bruv. Now stylistically, someone like Bruno Fernandes would do this a lot, because you don't really see him doing the short pass, try and build it up like that too much. Like, he does do it, but it's not that often that he does it, bruv. He would prefer, if you was to ask him, he would tell you that he prefers to try the killer balls. Like, he would prefer that. Hence why at one point everyone was saying this guy gives the ball away too much, because that's all he was trying to do at one point, just try killer balls like every single time. But yeah, you can see his pivot is all above 16, which is good, bruv. The vision is one of the main ones as well, because to make the ball killer, it needs to be from a good side, if you know what I mean. So like, you need to make it as hard as possible for the defender to deal with to make it a killer ball. So yeah, that's why I've got Bruno Fernandes as the tries killer balls often. And one other thing is that you'll need bravery as well, because you're not going to be scared trying to make a killer ball. It's not going to work, bruv. You'll be safe with low bravery. So yeah, that's why I've got Bruno Fernandes as well. So, alright, the next trait we've got is the shoots with power trait. Now, the person that I've got here is Romelu Lukaku. Now, it's weird because you don't have shot power traits. I mean, shot power stats in this game. It's just finishing, innit? I'll probably put it down to strength. Like, maybe strength, physicality. It's very weird. But you know, innit, what players should have it. For people like Haaland, people like Haaland should have it. People like Lukaku should have it. Like, they're big, they're strong, and they know where the goal is, bruv. That's the most important thing. So yeah, that's why I've got Lukaku for the shoots with power. Next trait that we've got is the curls ball trait. Now, I've got man like Mohamed Salah here because he's a left-footed right wing. I mean, he's going to be cutting inside. Now, curling the ball is very similar to placing shots, but the only difference is placing shots is curling it when you're shooting, and curls ball is curling it when you're passing and crossing. That's literally all it is. So yeah, we've got that's literally what it is. So you need an inverted winger to do that, or a striker, because you can't really curl the ball when you're, let's say, a right-footed right winger. That's going to be using the outside of your foot. That's the difference. So yeah, that's my like Mohamed Salah, bruv. Safe. Alright, next trait we've got is the likes to try to be offside trap trait. Now, this is for people that are strikers and they're fast, innit? So that's why I've got Callum Wilson here. I know he's not contracted to Chelsea in real life, but for the purpose of this video, I've got him contracted to Chelsea still. So yeah, he's going to be getting in behind, and you're going to see a lot of offside traps that try and play him. So by him trying to beat the offside trap, he'll probably do dummy runs. I mean, yeah, dummy runs and things like that to try and beat it still. And because he's getting in behind, it will suit him better. So yeah, that's man like Callum Wilson for the tries to beat offside trap trait. Alright, next we've got the likes to mark opponent tightly trait. So this is for people, for when you specifically select mark opponent tighter. If they've got this trait, then it will suit them down to a T, especially if you see that this guy's got 17 marking. This is Thiago Silva for the example, because he's one of the epitomes for centre-backs, which is why I've chosen him in it. So yeah, for the marks opponent tightly trait, you're going to need someone with about 14 and above marking to pull it off successfully, because you want them to stick with the attacker. and mark them in it. So yeah, that's that trait right there. Shout out Thiago Silva. All right, the next trait we've got is the argues with official trait. Now, this is for people that are aggressive and are just angry for no reason. As you can see, the grit, 16 work rate, 15 determination, 17 aggression. That's an example, innit? All of these players that I'm showing you right now, they're examples. This is an angry guy. Man like Marouane Fellaini, we all know is angry. He's not contracted to Chelsea, that's for the video purposes. But yeah, 17 aggression. He does not care who you are. 17 bravery. He does not care who you are. He's just going to get mad at you, innit? Which is why he's got the winds up with opponents trait and the argues with official trait as well. So yeah, he's just trying to give it to everyone at the same time. Literally, man like Marouane Fellaini. The last trait of today is the comes deep to get ball trait. Now, this trait is for people who love to be under pressure. For example, Jorginho, he thrives under pressure because that's how he can dictate the ball much better, bruv. So when he's deeper, he's going to be getting the ball off the centre back, bruv. I mean that he's got a lot more time and space to put his head up and create havoc from deep. That's what he will do still. So yeah, you'll need a good pivot for this with 16 10, 15 vision and 18 passing as the example and 17 composure as the example as well. So yeah, that's man like Jorginho coming deep to get the ball. That's all that trait is, bro. So yeah, for the traits, that's episode 4. You man, if you like that video, subscribe to the content you don't expect. If you like the video, subscribe to the content you don't expect from me, and I'll see you in the next episode, bruv.